Well, this should be quick.
Hey, what's up, my peoples? EmGo here, the freaking geek himself, and today we will be reviewing the unique toys Buzzing. So here we are, and there he is, and first and foremost, as always, we'll take a quick look at the packaging. So right up front, you have a nice piece of artwork there of Buzzing all buzzing around, data carrier buzzing. On the top, you have the same piece of artwork there, very G1-esque. On the bottom, you just have, warning, don't eat anything in this box, please. That's very, very bad. On the side, you have a picture of the alt mode. On the other side, picture of the alt mode. On the back of the box, you have your obligatory product shots. He does this, that, the other, all that stuff. And that's basically it for the packaging. And included in the packaging is the obligatory third-party collector's card right there with that same piece of artwork. And on the back you have your tech specs if that interests you. And yay, cards. Woo! So moving right along. Here we have Buzzing, who is Unique Toys' take on a masterpiece Blurr. And a pretty nice figure. Pretty nice. So here he is in his flying hover car thing mode, which I believe is the technical term for it, the flying hover car thing. It's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So, let's get in close here so you can see the details. Not a whole lot of molded details. They didn't overdo it, which is not a bad thing. Get in close here so you can see the nose section here. You do get some silver right there. I love the metallic blue they used on this figure. It looks really nice. Has a nice sparkle to it, which I love. And you get some, it's kind of an off-white right here for the windshield. And yeah, you know, it's very simple, very basic. You know, again, it's not overdoing the details right there. And in here is where his little Target Master buddy will sit, right there. And you do get some molded detail back here, a little bit of silver on the sides. Also, you get a little bit of silver right there. Go down the back here. On the back, you can see a little bit of silver detail here. You got some yellow. They also painted the inside of the thrusters there in silver, which looks really nice. And yeah, and the underside, you know, see his head right there. But yeah, there you go. He doesn't have any like landing gear or wheels or anything. He just sits there. He just sits there. You can kind of slide him around if you want, but you probably end up, you know, scratching it up severely if you did that. So don't do that. Just don't do that. But there you go. So there you have Blurr. And for a comparison, here he is with overclocking from SXS right there. So you can see how they scale. Now, obviously, this is more a IDW Blurr, and this is a more G1 Blurr. You can see how they scale together. Let me raise this up a little bit so you can see a bit better. You can see. Now, obviously, this is meant to be masterpiece scaled, and this is not. This is more Voyager sized. But there you go. So you can get a sense of how that scales. And that's, here he is with Carrie from DX9. They're not Masterpiece Rodimus. Just so you can see how they scale, and obviously quite a bit bigger. Here he is with MP10, right there. So you can see how that scales. That's pretty much how he would scale with Ultra Magnus in all modes, since they're basically the same thing, right there. And there you go. Now he does come with his weapon right here, his gun, which actually is very nicely done, nicely molded. I like the gunmetal gray they used here, and it even has, I don't know if it's a black wash. It looks like it might have like a little bit of a black wash on it. Some of those details can stand out right there. And there is a tab right there, and you have a slot on either side here, so you can just take it and plug it on, and you can store the weapon. Woo! Storage. Hooray. And he also comes with this thing. I don't know what this is. I'm sure this is referencing something from the cartoon, and I do not remember what it is at all, but it's done in black plastic with some blue transclearance plastic on the inside, so it actually light pipes very well. I don't know if it's supposed to be a bomb or something. Like I said, I don't know what this is referencing. I don't remember this from the cartoon because I haven't seen it in forever. So, but yeah, that's a thing that it comes with. It's a thing here. You can put in the seat. Yay for putting things in seats. I don't know. So, there you have that. And he also comes with his little Target Master buddy right here. And he's just a little dude. Getting close here on the head sculpt if you'll focus. There you go. Pretty simple. Got some silver right there in the face. Very simple design. Not a whole lot going on here. He's just a little Target Master dude. Yeah. And just for a comparison here he is with Shockwave. You can see how he scales there with the Legend Shockwave. So, just give you a sense of his size. Yeah, he's a little dude. Now, he can ride inside buzzing. We do have to move this gun out of the way. And the weird thing about this is, you don't just, common sense would tell you, oh, you just sit him down. One thing that bugs me about this, and it's one of the reasons I really don't like this, is this leg loves to pop off. For seemingly no reason. It just loves to pop off. I don't know if there's some mold flash in there I need to scrape out or something. I don't know what's making it pop off, but this leg just... Oh, this leg irks my soul. But anyway, the common sense would tell you, okay, just put his legs up, sit him in there. No, it doesn't work that way. There's not enough room in here. The way to get him to sit in buzzing is, for one, to keep his legs on, rather. But you have to bend his knees all the way, and he's basically just going to, he's going to kneel in buzzing. Like that. So you just do that, and you just kind of push him in there. And again, this leg, oh my god, that leg loves to pop off. I hate it so much. But anyway, you just kind of kneel him in there. He's not sitting all the way in. There you go. There are little grooves for his feet to go in. And then you just push him all the way down, right there. And there he goes. He's just kind of kneeling in there. Which is, again, just kind of weird, but okay. And when you have the Target Master sitting in there, it kind of makes the gun a little harder to tab in, because you can see now he's kind of in the way. You can still tab it in, but obviously, as you can see, it doesn't tab in all the way anymore. I mean, it holds. It's tabbed in enough that it'll hold, but... that's just kind of weird. It does end up making like a cool shoulder cannon for the little dude. So it's something, but it just kind of gets in the way of things, which that does kind of bug me. But there you have that. So we'll take this guy out of here, and of course his leg will come off with it because he sucks. Keep your legs on, man. Keep your legs on. Now, articulation-wise, there's no head movement. His shoulders are on a ball joint. They can do a full 360. You only get like that much outward movement. Get a little bit of inward and outward. He does have an elbow joint. His hips are on a ball joint, and they can go forward and back if they want to stay on. They can go all the way out for transformation. And again, you have full range of movement on the knee there. This leg doesn't want to stay on. I hate you. I hate you, you stupid leg. There you go. Little Target Master dude. But yeah, pretty cool. The only real complaint I have about the alt mode is just this section right here is like it's too flat. That's the only thing I don't like. This is too flat. Now you can, if you want, just use a transformation joint. You can take this and angle it up some. And when you do that, to me anyway, I think that looks a lot better. For me, that works. When it's all the way down like that, to me, it just seems way too flat. And it's even worse in robot mode, but we'll get to that when we get to robot mode. So let's get down to transformation, shall we? So, first thing you want to do is you want to come to these side pieces right here. You want to untab them. You want to take these panels and bring them up. They are on a spring. So you just want to bring these up and then bring that out to the side like that. And you can see the tab that goes into that slot right there. So do that there, and then you can raise that up, pull that out, bring that out to the side. And now we can move on to the rear section here. You want to, let me raise the camera up here so I have room to operate. So you want to take this rear section here, and you want to pull it up like that, and then take this section right here and untab that. Now if you look in here, you'll see there little tabs. There are tabs right there that tab into slots in that back piece, and these two tabs right here go tabbed in right there. Just to show you where everything goes. So once you have all that done, you can then take these side sections right here and pull them out, and they just tab in right there to the bottoms of the feet. So once you do that, you can take this section and bring it up, get it out of the way, and then you can bring the legs down like that. Once you do that, you can rotate them like that. So the part with the thrusters are now facing forward. So you want to take this panel, bring it down. You want to take the thruster, raise it up, flip it around, push it back down. Then you can close this up like that. Once you do that, you can rotate this section at this hinge right there. Rotate that. Then you can take this section right here, flip that down, bring that in like that. And this little section right here, you just fold this in half, and you'll see this will end up just tabbing into itself. So you just fold that up into a nice neat little package, and then you take this and swing this in, bring that down, and there you have your foot. And then this little panel right here, you just slide up, and you kind of have to rotate it so it'll clear this little ridge right there. And you just push that up, and there you go. There you have a leg all done. Second vest, same as the first. Bring that down, bring it up, rotate, bring that down, close it up, rotate, bring that down, bring that in, like that, and fold this little section up right here. Make sure it tabs into itself, swing that in, which on this side the hinge is a little tight. Swing that in, bring that down, push this up, like that. And there you got the legs all done. You can take this crotch section right here, rotate it, and that'll tab in right there, like that. And there we got his lower body all done. Now let me raise the camera so we can get working on the upper body. Excuse me while I readjust. So there we have that. So now, at this point, you can take the arms, you can rotate them at this hinge right here, rotate them so these are pointed up, like that. And then you can take the arms and untab them here, like so. And you see they just tab in right there, like that. Once you do that, take this front section, you can split it. Oh, actually, you want to bring it down on this hinge first. You see it tabs in right there. Then you can split it. And then you'll want to flip this section in right there. Flip that in. Take this chest section here and open it up. Flip out his head. And once you do that, you can take these sections and bring them around. Just bring them back into the body. Bring that around. Bring it in. And then you can take this whole assembly and swing it down. And that will tab in right there. Lock that in. And you take the chest section, bring it up, and you'll see there are two tabs right there that'll go into grooves right in there. So bring that up. Just push that down so it locks into place. Rotate the head. And we're on the home stretch. So now, the backpack. You gotta take this section here. Just bring that down like that. You want to bring these sections up right here. They tab in right there. So you want to swing them out. And then you want to take these panels and you want to flip them around on this hinge. Like that. You want to take this little fin piece right here. You just want to angle it forward. And then you can take this little panel here, flip that in. Bring that back down. And then rotate this whole thing around. Like that. And then you can bring this up slightly. And then you can take these panels and bring them in. And then this section will come down and these two tabs will go into these two slots right there to lock all that in place. Then you just bring the backpack up. These two tabs will go into these two slots right there So lock all that in place. And I think we're done. Yes, we're done. We are done. Whee! We're done. And there you go. There you go, buzzing in his robot mode. And he looks nice. He definitely looks like a very nice G1 Blurr from the cartoon. I really, really dig it. Get it close here on the head sculpt, so you can see. Very nice head sculpt. I think they did a good job. I like the paintwork. Nice silver on the face there. Nice blue in the eyes. I think they did a good job. Very nice. And overall, you know, a very nice design. Very simple, like I said, not too overly detailed. Looks really nice. And again, I like the metallic blue they used here. It looks really cool. Right there, you do a little bit of silver there on his kneecaps. Nice silver feet. And very clean. I mean, you know, it's a very clean transformation. He doesn't have a whole lot of backpack. Everything just comes together very, very nicely, in my opinion. And these panels being, you know, spring-loaded, I mean, you can straighten his arm out and they get out of the way very nicely. So I like the way that works. I think that's a very smart design right there, to have these on these springs. So there you go. Now, articulation-wise, his head can rotate. It's not on a ball joint. It can rotate a full 360. He can look up. He can look down a little bit. He can look up pretty well. There's no side-to-side movement. The shoulders are on a ratchet joint, so you can do a full 360. You do have full outward movement right there. You do have a bicep swivel. You have a double-jointed elbow. And again, these panels are on those springs right there to get out of the way. And you also have a swivel right there at the forearm due to transformation. You have a wrist swivel. The hands can open and close. The index finger is individually articulated. So you have that. He does have a waist joint. These little skirt pieces here are on a hinge, so I can move out of the way to accommodate the leg movement. The legs can go forward, they can go back, they can go in and out. It's a nice ratchet joint. Now the ratchets on the hips for the forward and backward movement, they feel weird. Like they click, but they don't. They kind of remind me of Skylinks' hips. Like they kind of click and then they kind of stop clicking. You kind of hear it? See, now it's not clicking. There it clicks, and then it doesn't click. And it's kind of weird how that works. The outward movement works perfectly, but that forward and backward movement is weird. I mean, his legs aren't floppy or anything. I mean, you can see it's dead solid. There's plenty of friction in there. So even if that ratchet doesn't work, I mean, he can hold his leg up just fine. Like I said here, and shake him, and his leg doesn't fall. But it is weird how those hip ratchets work. This side, it's a little bit better. You hear the clicks more when you're moving the leg backwards than when you're moving it forward. And again, the outward movement is just fine. It works the way it's supposed to, but that forward and backward movement is just kind of weird how it works. But again, there's plenty of friction in that joint, so it's not like his legs are floppy or anything. So I don't know. It's just weird. But anyway, moving on. He does have a thigh swivel. He does have a double-jointed knee. The top joint is on a ratchet, which is kind of stiff. And he has very good range of movement there at the knees. The feet can move up due to transformation. They can't move down, but you do have upward movement, full upward movement. And you have a little bit of ankle tilt again. Just due to the way this is designed, you only get a little bit of ankle tilt right there. So there you go. Now again, my only complaint with robot mode is that his chest is too flat. That's the only thing I don't like. His chest is too flat. His chest should stick out more. It's just, I don't like how flat that is. It needs more shape. Like this section right here just needs to be angled out some more. That's the only real complaint I have. But you can't hold this gun. You can just flip this handle down. Actually, this gun separates into two pieces, and you kind of have to separate it to flip the handle down because otherwise there isn't really enough You can see when you try to flip it down, there's not enough clearance there for it to flip down on its own. So you have to untab it to get the handle down. Then you can rotate this up so that's pointed the right way. And he can hold his gun. It's not the usual masterpiece gun. There aren't any tabs or anything. You just put it in his hand and wrap his fingers around it. Right there. And he does hold it securely, though. I mean, I can give him a good shaking. And he doesn't drop it. I mean, his grip will loosen, but he's not going to drop it. So, that works for me. So you have that, and he can hold his bomb thing, whatever this, I don't know what this is. But, of course, his little Target Master buddy is here. We'll just bring him in just for comparison. Just so you can see how wee he is. He's such a little guy. Such a little guy. But, of course, him being a Target Master, he can turn into a gun. Kinda, sorta, if you want to call it that. So turn him into a gun. You just bring his arms up. Just want to bring his arms back. Just want to angle them back a little bit at this point. You want to take his waist, bring that down, and then I always forget which way this goes. Oh, we're going this way. Right? Yes. Okay. So then you want to bring this leg out. This is the leg that always likes to pop off. And you want to rotate it so it comes out this way. And of course the leg's going to pop off because it's just a major, major pain in my butt. I mean, I don't like this. I honestly don't like this figure anyway, but the fact that his leg keeps popping off just makes me hate it even more. But once you do that, you want to take this bit right here and flip it down. That's going to be a handle of the gun, and of course his leg pops off again because, you know, it has to. And then the arms will come in, and there are little tabs there that will tab into the slots right there on the sides. And if anything, it'll at least keep his leg on. I think it popped off while I said that. Yeah, it did. There you go. That's okay. His arms can hold his leg on. There you go. Hooray. Hooray for that. But anyway, no, I did this backwards. I always forget which way this goes. It's supposed to go the other way. My bad. My bad. There we go. Bring that around. Oh my God! This thing, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. And then these will tab into the sides right there. There we go. That's the way it's supposed to go. The face is supposed to be, all this is supposed to be on the underside of the gun. So then you bring the other leg up, and this little section right here will just want to raise it up a little bit, swing it around, and it will tab onto this tab right there. And lock that in place, kinda, sorta, and there you have him in gun mode, and I think that looks really, really dumb and just does not look good at all. And also, just, as you can see right here, like the barrel, no matter what I tried to do with it, the barrel is always just kind of going, it's always kind of cockeyed there, so yeah, I don't like this. I don't like this. I really don't. But you can hold it if you wanted to. You can have him throw it across the room, which is what I would do. But there you go. You can kind of hold it, and it looks really dumb. I don't like it one bit. But another thing you can do, if you wish, is you can combine him with this gun right here. And to do that, I'm just going to split this into two pieces. Flip up the handle. This piece will tab on to this section right here. So you can tab that on like that. And then this barrel right here will tab on right there. So you just tab that together like that. And rotate this back around. So everything's facing the right way. And there you basically have like a sniper rifle going on. But again, just due to things not working the way they don't work, again, you can see that the barrel is just kind of going, and it just, I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. He can hold it, and he can shoot the person standing next to the person he's actually aiming at because the barrel's pointed this way, but, you know, I don't like it. I don't like it. I really don't like it. Don't like it. I don't care for it one bit. So this little dude right here, I appreciate the thoughts. I appreciate them including him with this set, but honestly, he's going to live the rest of his life in a drawer because I don't like him. This gun is just fine for me. It looks good. It works. It's aiming in the direction it's supposed to aim in. And that's all the requirements I have for a gun. Right there. This just, I don't like it. I don't like it. I'll just turn him back into his robot mode real quick. And I'm sure his leg will fall off. Of course it will. I hate it so much. I'm speaking in tongues. Look, what's happening? What's happening? Anyway, there you go. Put him off to the side. Now for comparison, here he is with Buzzing. Again, just so you can see how they look together. And again, this is more in IDW Blurr, whereas this is more G1 Blurr. But again, just to give you a sense of scale. Wow, he looks really blue on camera. Seriously. Anybody who's actually bought this figure, you know, like, he's really not that blue. The camera makes him look like excessively blue. The camera does not do this justice. He's not that blue. Wow. It's weird how those camera lenses work. But anyway, what else do we have? Here he is with MP10, just so you can see how he scales there. With Big Papa Bots. Right there. Here he is with the DX9's carry. They're not Masterpiece Rodimus. Right there. That's pretty good scale, if you ask me. Here he is with the official Masterpiece Rodimus / Hot Rod. Right there. And for anybody who's wondering, yes, I'm going to buy the new Masterpiece Hot Rod that's coming out. Of course I'm going to get it. It's a Masterpiece toy. Duh. Of course I'm going to buy it. But, there you have that. Here he is with Masterpiece Magnus! Right there. See how he scales with Magnus. And here he is with the Combiner Wars Leader Magnus, in case anybody's curious about that. There you go. See, they're pretty much the same height. Maybe Blurr's a little bit shorter. There you go. So, there you have that. So, there you have Buzzing. Yeah, he's a nice figure. I do like him. Like I said, my only real complaint about the figure is just that I wish his chest I wish this section of his chest just stuck out more, because it's supposed to. It's just way too flat for me. I really wish that just came out more. But, other than that, I think he's a really nice figure. I think he looks good. Transformation is, nice and clean. It's a good transformation. The Target Master sucks. I don't like this thing at all. Like I said, he's going to spend the rest of his life in a drawer. But, hey, it's a thing that comes with it. And this is a thing that comes with it. But the figure itself, I do really like. Like I said, my only complaint is just, I wish his chest wasn't so flat. But other than that, pretty cool. And, again, the ratchets in his hips are just kind of weird in how they work or don't work, but since they're not floppy anyway, I don't really have too much worry about it. But again, just something to note, so you have that information at your disposal. But yeah, all around decent figure. So, there you go. If you would like a Buzzing or any of Unique Toys' other offerings, you can always check out BigBadToyStore.com for availability. There will be a link in the description down below, so check that out. You can also check out my third-party Transformers playlist for any reviews you may have missed. Also linked in the description down below, so check that out as well. And I think that's it. So, don't forget to check out EmGo's, check out Lori Plan, follow me on Twitter, all of that good stuff down in the description below. And I think that's pretty much all there is to say. So, there is the Unique Toys Buzzing, and this is EmGo saying, remember, you don't stop playing because you grow old. You grow old because you stop playing. Be a geek, be proud, palm in your face. Anonymous! Yes, Blurr, what can I do for you? Well, bye. Did anybody get any of that? No? Me neither. Blurr! Yes, sir. Do you mind running that by me again? No. Oh, yeah, sure. See, what I said was... Okay? Bye. Yeah, I still got nothing.